beautiful afternoon at Target Field as a very successful homestand comes to a close. The Twins hoping to sweep the San Diego Padres. Yeah, it's been really good baseball for the Twins and their fans. 6 straight wins, 13 wins in the last 15, and they are very rapidly climbing in the American League Central. It's Kids Day, and it's Father's Day. 2 more reasons to make this a special day at Target Field. I'm Dick Bramer along with Hall of Famer Bert Blyleven. First couple months weren't pretty for the Twins or their fans, and there were a lot of reasons for that. But in the month of June, the team is playing better, and the starting pitchers have been awesome.
Yeah, really. You go back to June 2nd when the Twins were in Kansas City. Over the last 15 ball games, great ERA by the combined 5 guys in the starting rotation. Not a lot of walks, a lot of strikeouts. Baker outstanding in last night's ball game. 8 very good innings. Everybody on the staff is contributing. Here this afternoon, it'll be Francisco Liriano. He's coming off an outstanding start, maybe his best of the year. He says it was probably better than his no-hitter against the Texas Rangers. No walks, 9 strikeouts for Liriano in that 6-1 win.
And, of course, offensively, the Twins have gotten contributions from everybody, and that's the sign of a championship run as well.
Well, go back to June 2nd against the Royals where the Twins started winning, 13 of the 15 ball games. Back on June 8th in Cleveland, it was Ben Revere with that big RBI single in the 3-2 10-inning win. The next night, Alexi Casilla here at home got a game-winning hit and ended up winning that ball game 5-4 against the Rangers. And then later, it was Delman Young that picked up a couple RBIs. The next night, in a 1-0 win against Chicago, it was Michael Kadyr's home run. So far in this series, Danny Valencia, a 3-run home run a couple nights ago. And then last night's ball game, another 1-0 win, a home run by Danny Valencia. So, yeah, everybody's contributing.
And we're doing our very small part to raise prostate cancer awareness here on Father's Day. That's why we're wearing the powder blue. The players will do so as well. And when we come back, Michael Kadir will have a reflection on his father and how instrumental his dad was in his baseball career. Your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
The fans are filing into Target Field for a beautiful day of afternoon baseball as the Twins go for the 3-game sweep over the San Diego Padres here on Fox Sports North. Happy Father's Day to those of you tuning in to us. I'm Robbie Smikowski. In today's game, we are participating in the Home Run Challenge. And with every home run hit in this game, $22,000 is raised for prostate cancer research. And you fans out there can make a pledge during the ball game today. Just call 800-798-CURE, C-U-R-E, or go online to www.pcf.org. And through 11 days of the Home Run Challenge, 61 home runs have been hit, raising $1.3 million for prostate cancer research. Twins right fielder Michael Kadires had a big influence on his life, and it's his father, Henry.
He was always there for me, always, anytime I wanted to play catch or go to the field, take ground balls, he was always there to do it, and more than happy to do it. And he also taught me work ethic. He worked for Little Debbie for 30 years and was getting up at 1, 2 in the morning to go load the trucks and put the cakes on the shelves at the grocery store just to be able to provide for us, and just taught me how to work for everything you get.
And this afternoon, you will hear live from Henry Kadire during the top of the 3rd inning of today's telecast. When we come back on Fox Sports North, it's Francisco Liriano trying to key up the hot streak. Dick Bramer, Burt Blyleven next with First Pitch.
When I was probably, I think, 8 through 12 or 13 years old, he coached on the team. So if there was a ball to be picked up, I had to pick it up. It was he was always tougher on me than he was on anybody else. So, but he was a good coach, and he was always positive about everything. So, but he was also a military guy, so he was very strict. So pretty good stuff. My son called me this morning too and wished me Happy Father's Day, and I told him, like a good father should, get some hits.
Get some hits. Toby Gardenhire playing as a utility player for the Rochester Red Wings. And yes, Happy Father's Day to everyone.
Yes, Happy Father's Day.
And the Twins are hoping to conclude a very successful homestand by sweeping the San Diego Padres. It's been one of those homestands so sorely needed by this ball club. Bud Black hoping that his Padres can win the final game of the series. His Menard batting order has Chris Denorfia leading off, Jason Bartlett second, Chase Headley third, Ryan Ludwig, Jesus Guzman, Cameron Maybin, former Twin Orlando Hudson activated before the game today. He'll hit seventh, and Will Venable and Rob Johnson.
And it'll be Francisco Liriano on the mound here this afternoon, looking for his 5th win of the year, his 12th start of the year. 0 walks in his last start. That's what impressed me the most, and I think it also impressed Francisco Liriano. He said himself he thought he had better stuff than his no-hitter that he had earlier in May against the Chicago White Sox. He's done very well in interleague play so far. 12 starts, 8 wins, 3 losses, with an ERA under 3, making his first career appearance against the San Diego Padres.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Delman Young on left, Ben Revere in center, Michael Kadire in right. Danny Valencia a little dinged up, Matt Tolbert's at third, Tsuyoshi Nishioka is short, Alexi Casilla, Luke Hughes on the right side of the diamond, and Rene Rivera catching Francisco Liriano. Danny Valencia hurt his arm making a throw across the diamond last night. He had a sore bicep last night, and his triceps are bothering him today. So he'll sit out today and hope that the day off tomorrow will prep him for Tuesday. So Liriano will face the Padres, Chris Denorfia, Jason Bartlett, and Chase Headley.
Twins winning the ball game yesterday 1-0. The Padres getting 4 hits against Scott Baker and Matt Capps. Great outing by Baker. Capps picking up his 3rd straight save.
First pitch fouled back.
Tim Laudner was talking in the pregame about Liriano, and what Liriano really established last time out against the Rangers was this fastball. And remember, probably about a month ago, just prior to him pitching the no-hitter, maybe a month and a half, he canned that 2-seam fastball. He basically just went with a 4-seam fastball. So trying to just eliminate one fastball, just challenge him with a fastball, and then that sets up the slider and the changeup.
2-1 to Denorfia. And that misses wide, 3-1. One of the things he did so well against the Rangers is have absolute command of his fastball. And now he's thrown 3 wide at 3-1. And a walk, putting Denorfia aboard here to start the afternoon.
Well, Liriano making his 12th start, 61 2/3 innings. He's allowed only 44 hits, 35 walks, now 36 with 50 strikeouts. You see opponents hitting just 198. Right-handers hitting 199, left-handers 196 against Liriano. So he's been tough if he can get the ball over the plate, make him make contact.
Well, here's Bartlett up and away, and Liriano really struggling with his control here out of the chute. Twins baseball brought to you in Sony High Definition.
Rene Rivera, the catcher, trying to calm him down, and we usually see this from a starting pitcher. The first couple innings, you get into a groove. You don't want to get too wild early, and Rivera will probably not move much behind the plate, pretty much sit right down the heart of the plate and give him a good strike zone. Give him that glove.
And another fastball sailing wide. Well, the 198 opponent batting average would be among the league leaders, but Liriano doesn't have enough innings pitched to qualify. Needs about 9 more innings to qualify in that category. Strike on the outside corner. Now, if he had enough innings, that stat of his would be good for 4th in the American League behind Josh Beckett, Justin Verlander, and Jared Weaver. 2-1. And of course, the reason he doesn't have enough innings to qualify is he did spend a couple weeks on the disabled list with a tight shoulder.
Well, the Padres like to run. DeNorfia at first base, 5 stolen bases in 9 attempts.
And taken for strike 2.
I went to the slider right there, so that's a good thing. He's behind an account. Bartlett, I'm sure, looking fastball. Goes to the slider, able to get it over for a strike to even the count to 2-2.
Padres trying to take advantage of the leadoff walk, and they've got him picked off. Hughes juggles the throw, and he's out. He overslid second base. DeNorfia did what Ben Revere did here the other night. He got to the base safely and then slid past it.
Yeah, Luke Hughes had a little trouble getting that ball over to Nishioka, but one thing Nishioka did, he stayed with the runner right there. Watch Nishioka stay with the runner, and that foot coming off the bag, and Nishioka tagging him out. So DeNorfia getting, will go put out 1-3-6, and Bartlett goes down on strikes.
So a quick turnaround with Liriano picking the runner off. They get the first out at second base, and then the next pitch is a slider for a strikeout, and suddenly the bases are empty and 2 away. Here's Chase Headley. Yeah, looks like a changeup for strike 1. Down and away, 1-1. One and 2. Liriano with some fastballs sailing out of the strike zone, and he's gotten back in the strike zone with his off-speed stuff.
Give credit to Rivera right there, just changing it up a little bit.
And a fastball singes the outside corner, and all in all, a pretty good first inning for Liriano despite the leadoff walk. June's striking first with the fathers and daughters and sons here at Target Field. We'll see if they can do that today with this Menard batting order. Ben Revere, Alexi Casilla, Joe Mauer, Michael Kadire, Delman Young, Luke Hughes, Tsuyoshi Nishioka, Rene Rivera, and Matt Tolbert.
And Destin Mosley on the mound for the Padres, making his 14th start. First start since June 8th. He started a ball game against the Colorado Rockies in San Diego. 5th inning, he came up to hit, dislocated his left shoulder on a swing. So he's back out on that mound again. Second time he's done that in his career. Making his second career start against the Twins. The other start coming when he was a member of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Spent parts of 4 years with the Angels, spent parts of last year with the Yankees. He hits the outside corner. Now he hits the inside corner, and it's quickly 0-2 to Ben Revere.
Yeah, Mosley, a control type pitcher, not overpowering. When he's on, he'll get a lot of ground balls. 10 double plays turned behind him this year.
And Revere taps it foul to the on-deck circle. Revere has been a central figure in this dramatic turnaround for the Twins, and he takes a called third strike to start the ball game today. Northland Ford defense for the Padres, and they've had some issues this year. Kristen Orphea in left, Cameron Maben in center, Will Venable in right, Headley, Bartlett, Hudson, and Guzman around the infield, and Rob Johnson doing the catching with Mosley on the mound.
Yeah, one thing that the Padres need to clean up a little bit is their defense. Outstanding pitching. They're not going to score a lot of runs, so they have to win some low-scoring ball games, but they have to improve their defense.
And when you don't score, there's so little margin for error. And the Padres, even in this series, have lost a couple of one-run ball games. Not so much yesterday with the home run being the only run of the game, but Friday night because of the defense. 1-1 to Casilla. Two and one. Well, the Padres have been getting very good, not just starting pitching, but relief work this year. Not much in the way of wins to show for it. A deep drive to right field. Casilla goes deep. Alexi Casilla with a first inning home run, his first of the year.
First home run for Casilla since July 30th of last year, when he hit one here against the Seattle Mariners.
And with that home run hit by Casilla, another $22,000 has been raised to support prostate cancer research. To make a donation, you can call 800-798-98-CURE or go online to www.pcf.org. Here's Joe Mauer, and he takes outside ball one.
That looked like a breaking ball that ran right into Casilla's bat. And with that uppercut swing he had on that swing, it's a home run. Twins take an early 1-0 lead.
1-1.
For the Twins, their 42nd home run. Yeah, that breaking ball right. And a good solid swing by Casilla.
Mauer with a comebacker. Easy play for Mosley. 2 down.
Breaking ball. Take a look at the slow motion swing. Good contact. Great follow through for Casilla. And it's been a while, but almost a year for Casilla to hit a home run.
2 down. And here's Michael Kadire. Mosley hits the outside corner. One and one.
That home run allowed by Mosley, only his 7th home run allowed, this being his 14th start.
Pounded, foul. Still 1-2. Yesterday, a solo home run was the only run of the game, and Casilla with the blue wristbands.
Showing off his muscles.
One and two to Kadire. Only Twin in double digits with home runs. He's had a good homestand, a good month of June.
When Jason Kubel was put on a disabled, it's more Michael Kadire stepped up, and boy, he stepped up. Good month of June, but you can even go further than that. The last 30 games, Kadire hitting .330, 7 doubles, 7 home runs, and he's driven in 23 runs.
Slider gets a swinging strikeout. And the Twins get another solo home run from an unlikely source. Alexi Casillas' first of the year gives the Twins the first lead. By Pentair.
Oh, there you go. You are here by Circle. Very nice. Welcome to a Target Field, your first game.
Fitting, isn't it, that the Padres are in town on Father's Day as they were 6 years ago. 1-0 to Ryan Ludwig. Jesus Guzman and Cameron Maben will follow. Big swing and a miss, 1-1.
Good changeup right there by Liriano.
On the outside corner, 1-2. Ludwig with the biggest swing of this series for the Padres. A 3-run home run on Friday that brought them to within 1, but they could get no closer. 1-2. Liriano has his third strikeout. 1 down, and Liriano with Rivera, his catcher, and Tim Laudner. You like that combo?
You know, I like it a lot. First of all, happy Father's Day to both of you guys, Dick and Bert.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
I like this a lot because Rene Rivera's animated. He's not afraid to get on him. He's not afraid to go out to the mound. He had a great visit in the top half of the first inning when Liriano was a little bit shaky and his fastball was all over the place. So he's not afraid to go out there, settle his pitcher down, talk to him a little bit. Sometimes you stand out there on that mound, feels like you're on an island, huh, Bert?
Absolutely. You know one thing, Timmy, and you have a great angle right there. When Liriano has mentioned himself, he's staying over that pitching rubber a little bit longer. He's pausing just a second, and that's kind of bringing everything together.
His rhythm is very good. And, you know, in his last start, I felt like he fell in love with his fastball for one of the first times this year. And that fastball makes everything else that much more effective.
Revere got a great jump and tracked it down in the gap. That looked like a double from the moment Maben made contact, or Guzman made contact. And Revere got such a great jump, he almost made it look easy.
Wow, the speedster, you know, you're a center fielder. He's the guy that has to have that cat-like instincts. And Liriano's delivery, you see him kind of show a little more back pocket. And right there, Revere just hustled and got over there to make that great catch.
2 down in the second, and here's Cameron Maben. Ball 1. You know, it's interesting to hear Tim Laudner talk about that because Ron Gardenhire this morning was saying the very same thing about Rivera. He has a sense when Liriano needs some counseling, and he'll go out to the mound and get him back on track.
Well, that's what the catcher's job is during a ball game, is to stay on top of that pitcher. Make sure that, nobody sees him better than the guy that's catching the baseball. Tim Laudner was very good at that. He could tell if you're dropping your arm or if you're rushing a little bit. And catchers will say, hey, slow down a little bit, stay back. Wow, nasty.
Maben had no chance on that slider. 2 more strikeouts in a 1-2-3 second inning. By Explore Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. That's the wilderness at Fortune Bay on Lake Vermilion in northeastern Minnesota. I'd probably, if I played that course, would be right there, right in the swamp. One of the best new courses voted by several national golf publications. It opened in 2004. Spectacular views of Lake Vermilion and the surrounding forests, and I would probably get a close-up view of those surrounding forests. Here's Delmon Young leading off the second. Up and away, ball 1. Young, Hughes, and Nishioka to face Dustin Mosley in the second. And Young with a solid single to center. The 8 greatest moments in MLB All-Star Game history are going head-to-head to determine which is the most memorable. Go to MLB.com/moments. Vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classics. And tune into the All-Star Game on Tuesday, July 12th, 7 o'clock Central, to find out who won. This is the quarterfinal round. We're down to 8 moments. Quarterfinal voting will end on June 25th.
I talked a little bit about Michael Kadire swinging a good bat. Delmon Young has been picking it up. Good homestand so far for Delmon Young. 12 hits and 32 at-bats. Gets the Twins' second hit of the ball game.
Luke Hughes, the batter. Ron Gardenhire, and talking about Mosley, a sinker ball pitcher, pretty quick to home, he said, but he thought the Twins might be able to do some hitting and running. And we'll see with Young aboard and Hughes, whom he described as a good hit and run hitter a couple of days ago, see if they put him in motion here. Skied to right center field, and Maben puts it away, 1 down. And that'll bring up Tsuyoshi Nishioka. We're broadcasting today, not just in Twins territory, and of course with the satellite television around the country, around North America, but they're picking up our telecast and sending it to Japan today. With Tsuyoshi Nishioka off the disabled list.
Yeah, Nishioka, switch hitter. As a left-handed hitter, just 2 hits in 16 at-bats, so that's an area he'd like to improve on. hitting .278 as a right-handed hitter. Nishioka last year won the Japanese Pacific League batting title when he hit .346.
1-0 to Nishioka. 2-0. And for those of you who don't know, of course, he played just a handful of games before breaking his leg in New York. Made his Target Field debut here the other night. 2-0 to the Twins shortstop. Young started towards third, slammed on the brakes. It's 3-0. And Rene Rivera on deck. Coming out of spring training, Nishioka played second base, and now he's been shifted over to shortstop. 3-1.
Now this is where the Gardy may put a hit and run on right here. Nishioka, pretty good handler with the bat. Make maybe one of the middle infielders go towards second base if Delmon takes off here. Maybe create a hole in the infield. A throw over, Delmon getting back. Only one stolen base attempt for Delmon Young, and he was successful. Delmon stays, and it's ball 4.
So now first and second, one away, and Rivera to the plate. Can make your next event a memorable occasion. Business meetings, receptions, holiday parties, wedding ceremonies. You can have it at Target Field. 25 distinctive venues that provide a unique combination of stunning spaces, dramatic views, extraordinary catering. For more information or to book your next event, go to Target Field Events at twinsbaseball.com or call 612-659-3870. Here's Rivera with 2 men aboard. At the belt, to strike. There's no question Rivera's done well paired with Liriano. Drew Butera's done well as the personal catcher for Carl Pavano, which helps explain why the Twins, one of the rare times, are carrying 3 catchers. And on the outside corner, 0-2.
Well, Gardy over the years have always kind of wanted that third catcher. You know, Matt Tolbert, is playing third. He's also, he will get behind the plate if need be. But Gardy's one of those managers, he likes carrying 3 catchers. It'll be interesting to see after the ballgame, since they're going to the National League in San Francisco, what the Twins do.
Well, and Gardy was asked that this morning, and he said, well, we're really not close to changing what we've got because the players we want to add aren't quite ready yet. Speaking of Tomey and Kubel and Span.
Right.
So at least for the start of the road trip, the suggestion was by Gardy this morning that they would keep 3 catchers and maybe readjust things as we get to Milwaukee next weekend.
Well, anything you can get offensively from Rivera or Butera is a big bonus.
Nice block by Johnson.
Of course, Joe Mauer, a 3-time batting champ, he's going to give you offense, but Rivera and Butera, they're known more for their catching ability than their offensive ability.
And you can imagine as we go through this road trip, 2 night games and a day game in San Francisco, same thing in Milwaukee, that Mauer would be used perhaps a couple of times as a designated hitter, most of the time as a catcher. And if you have just the 2 catchers and one of them is a designated hitter, you run that risk, as the Tigers are running all year long with Victor Martinez as their designated hitter, of something happening and then you lose the DH. 2-2 to Rivera. And now a full count to him. Not an abundance of speed at second base. Young with average foot speed at second. Nishioka fleet-footed at first. We'll see if the Twins send the runners in motion here.
Yeah, Rivera, he struck out 17 times in 59 at-bats. So we'll see what Gardy wants to do here. Does he get the runners moving?
Full count, but Rivera asking for time.
Mosley, not a strikeout pitcher coming into this ballgame, even though he has 2 already. 37 strikeouts in 77 innings pitched.
Runners go, and the pitch lifted foul over the Twins dugout.
I think that comes into play too. If you have a pitcher out there that's averaging 6 or 7 strikeouts over a 9-inning span, you may not send to runners, but Mosby's averaging about 4 strikeouts per 9 innings, so get the runners moving. Maybe again you get the defense moving a little bit, create a hole somewhere.
Another 3-2 to the Twins catcher, not yet.
And that's a good move right there by Mosley, just letting Delman Young know that he can do that. Over the rubber, spin around and not throw home. You become an infielder once that foot leaves the pitching rubber.
This one hit hard to the right field corner. The runners are going to have to hustle to retreat. Young tried to retouch, and he's doubled off. He rounded third, had to retouch it, and a fairly well hit ball to the corner is turned into a double play. 2 innings complete, and it's 1-0.
Joined by Henry Kadire, Michael Kadire's dad, watching his son play baseball on Father's Day for the first time with Michael as a big leaguer. Henry, what does it mean to you to be here and watch your son on Father's Day?
Awesome. Words can't describe it. I mean, everybody wish they had a son like Michael. I mean, it's just totally awesome.
And I think we realize why you say we wish everybody had a son like Michael. We know what kind of baseball players, but the kind of person, the media accessibility, the friendliness, the charitable efforts. How proud of you of the person that Michael has become and role model?
It's unbelievable. He's been that way ever since he was like 7 years on up. I'm just awfully proud of him.
Thank you, Henry. Happy Father's Day to you.
Thanks.
There you go, Dick and Bert.
All right. Hey, Henry's the type of father every kid would love to have if he was driving a little Debbie truck around for 30 years. You'd have all the cupcakes and sweets you'd want, I would think.
I'm surprised Kadire is thin as he is.
One down in the third. A liner off the bat of Orlando Hudson, caught by Ben Revere. Here's Max Venable.
Yeah, Orlando Hudson just activated off the disabled list for the San Diego Padres.
Well, it's Kids Day, it's Father's Day, and that's Michael. Probably the first tie that he ever wore in that picture. Swing and a miss by Venable. You see Liriano wearing the blue ribbon pin on his jersey. Tap foul.
One thing with Liriano is that little bit of hesitation over that pitching rubber will take some of that pressure off of his shoulder, too. He's on a disabled list because of that shoulder. And there's another nasty slider that he picks up his 5th strikeout.
3 of them looking, and all 3 of those called third strikes, I think, have come on the slider.
Well, straight over the top, the breaking ball right there. Rivera holding it. And Liriano, in the month of April is a little bit of a struggle. 1 win, 4 losses, a high ERA in May. Started to get a little bit better. Of course, the no-hitter helped. And then the last 2 starts here in June, outstanding.
Here's Rob Johnson. His great outing last Sunday against Texas was great. Nearly threw another no-hitter, and I think everyone, including Francisco, said he felt better in that game than he did during his no-hitter. But I think the really intriguing thing from the fans, if they saw what I thought I saw, flashes of the pitcher he was before Tommy John surgery, maybe for the first time, that type of command and that type of dominance against a really good lineup. 1-1. So, but that's, my untrained eyes. What did you see last Sunday that separated that start from the others since his elbow surgery?
I think Tim Laudner said it best again in the pregame. He attacked, he trusted his fastball. Great changeup right there, but if you're able to get that fastball over the nasty slider and the changeup, it makes it even that much better.
Well, he's about, he hopes, to nearly complete a perfect first trip through the batting order. This will be just his 37th pitch. There it is. 2 strikeouts in every inning. No hits. A leadoff walk, but he's faced just 9 through 3 innings. A 1-0 lead for the Twins. Matt Tolbert will lead things on.
There you go. You are hereby circled.
Hey, we got to wish Teddy
Father's Day.
Teddy Spencer a happy birthday too. Former Twins intern who is a big Twins fan. Unable to come to the game today, but happy birthday, Teddy. We miss you.
We sure do, Teddy. Happy birthday to you, bud.
1-0. The Twins getting a home run from Alexi Casilla, of all people, to score the first run of the game. Now Matt Tolbert will lead off the third. And a breaking ball over for a strike. Tolbert in for Danny Valencia, who's got a sore arm. And Tolbert lifts one toward right field, carrying out to Venable. One away, and Valencia, unfortunately, is the subject of our Sanford Health update. Last night on this throw, he hurt his arm.
Yeah, he said when he found that ball and then wheeled and threw, he felt something in that right bicep area.
And this morning he reported to the clubhouse with some soreness in the triceps. Revere shows bunt, takes ball 1. The Twins have an off day tomorrow. Tomorrow night we'll fly to the West Coast to open up a road trip. So the prudent thing to do is get Valencia out of there today. Hope for a couple days of healing, and hopefully he'll be ready to go Tuesday night against the Giants. High and tight, 2-0. Revere called out on strikes his first time up. Now a foul, 2-1. Baseball news today involving teams. I guess you'd call it off the field news. The Marlins fired their manager, or he resigned, I should say, and then the Indians replaced their hitting coach, which doesn't seem to make much sense.
Yeah, Bruce Fields now the new hitting coach in Cleveland.
Replacing John Nunley, and some of the players a little puzzled as to why the move was made. Bouncer to short. Bartlett. That's a close play, and they just barely got Ben Revere 2 down. You can ask a question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Melissa Johnson from beautiful Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Do either of us have a favorite baseball memory that involves our fathers?
I have so many memories of my dad, only because he's the one that built the mound in the backyard. After he couldn't catch me anymore, he built the mound, built a little area that I could throw into, and my dad helped me fall in love with the game of baseball. How about yourself?
Well, I had the usual, games of catch with my dad, but my sister tells me it's a true story. Here's a number up the foul. It's not, or a foul toward the on-deck circle. My mother says, or my sister says it's a true story. It sounds like I'm making it up. When my dad first took me out to play catch with a real baseball, he said, "Keep your eye on the ball."
And he hit you.
And he hit me in the eye. But
that's a good dad.
That probably happened to a lot of kids.
Then he said, "Have you thought about bowling, son?"
Now, he saw me play catch and wanted to introduce me to the saxophone. A 9-pitch, 1-2-3 third inning. Followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234. Francisco Liriano with 3 no-hit and nearly perfect innings so far, leading the balloting. He walked Chris DeNorfia to start the ball game, and DeNorfia will lead off the 4th. Chopped to second. Gobbled up by Casilla. 1 quick out. Very happy to have Kevin Merkel with us, an associate director from the Minnesota State High School League. A lot of fans out there, Kevin, haven't seen Target Field yet. There's some young men who are going to get a big thrill on Tuesday because they're going to play the state championship boys baseball tournament here.
It is. We were able to do it last year, of course, for the first time, and it was a fantastic experience for everyone that was involved. I've told folks of all the events I've had an opportunity to run, I never had one where more people were smiling. Even the teams that lost were still smiling because they had such a great time.
Well, speaking of teams, Kevin, how many teams will there be?
We'll have 3 games. We have the Class A game at noon, which is Lake Crystal Welcome Memorial. And they're playing Eaton Valley Watkins. At 3 o'clock, it's AA, which is La Crescent and St. Cloud Cathedral. And then at 6 o'clock, we have the big schools, 2 metro schools, Burnsville versus Maple Grove.
Very good.
Now, is it open to the public? Anybody can come?
Absolutely. Tickets will be sold here right at the field. That's $10.
Okay.
And
is that for all 3 games?
That's for all 3 games. And we even allow in and out privileges if you want to go have something to eat and come back. And you can sit any place, including the Champions Club. The only place we won't let you, I guess, is the dugout and the bullpen. Yeah.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, right.
2-2 to Jason Bartlett, who went down swinging on a slider in the first inning. Fouled back a fastball, and Bartlett keeps his at bat alive. Well, it's got to be, as you said last year, a great thrill for the players to be here, but for the parents and the uncles and the aunts and grandparents and friends and student body, a great thrill to come to this beautiful facility and play off the state championships.
Well, it is. It's a great experience. And the other thing we noticed last year, we didn't have a tremendous crowd. We had about 8,000, I think, in there at different times, but the atmosphere was fantastic. It was a lot better than what you might think. When you're down in the field, the kids could really feel the excitement.
Well, first base hit off of Liriano looked like a high fastball or maybe a breaking ball that Jason Bartlett got on top of and lined it down toward Delman Young in left field. Take a look at the pitch right here. Now the slider just stayed almost at that same plane, and Bartlett hitting it sharply into left.
Bartlett at first. Chase Headley was called out on strikes his first time up. Toward the hole and through on a back-to-back pitches, back-to-back hits for the Padres. So first and second, 1 away, and that brings up Ryan Ludwig.
Yeah, that looked like the changeup right there. Headley a little out front and ends up finding that hole between first and second. Excuse me, third and short.
So the start times again are noon, 3, and 6 on Tuesday. And any advice for fans who might be interested in coming in terms of when to get here, parking and things like that?
Well, it'll be a little bit different this year because we're on a weekday, so parking might be a little bit more of a challenge. Last year we played on a Saturday. But we think right here in the ramps next to the stadium there should still be plenty of room. And we can also say that our games, sometimes we do keep our games moving along, but we will not start early. So if we could have some quick games, but we'll hold off and not start that second game before 3 or the last one before 6.
Let me ask you, Kevin, 7 inning, 9 inning games?
7 innings.
Okay. Yeah.
And so you never know with, and we'll have the way the tournament was structured this year. The teams can all bring their number 1 starters back for Tuesday. So those can move along quite quickly sometimes. It depends, of course, how things go, but they can go anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours. So,
Bert, this is one of those little visits that Ron Gardenhire was talking about this morning, where Rivera has a sense. Now it's 2-0, and a couple of base hits have preceded this, but he seems to have a pretty good calming influence. Pretty good calming influence on Liriano.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he went out there right there and said, hey, you put yourself into this hole. Okay, we're going to throw fastball, but make sure it's down right here. You don't want to leave a pitch middle into this guy because Ludwig hit a 3-run home run here the other night.
And they pick off at second, and getting back safely is Bartlett.
And they also maybe went out and said, hey, watch Bartlett. He's taking that good lead. And on the first time, you cover second, and I'm going to try to get him out. Keep him closer to the bag.
Some dispute here, both around home plate and at first base, as to what the pitch was called. Jerry Lane is, I think, telling Bud Black it was a strike. It's 2-1, but there was some confusion at first base as well. Chase Headley was asking his first base coach and the first base umpire, but we believe the count is 2-1.
And like Mosley did a couple innings ago, showing that you have that move that Liriano did right there. That also helps, keeps that runner closer to second. Casilla very close to second base.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
Great changeup right there. A couple times already in this ballgame, I've seen Liriano on a 2-1 pitch Not the fastball, through the slider, that right there, the changeup. So again, a left-handed pitcher that has a lot of confidence in all three pitches.
2-2 to Ludwig. And Liriano for the first time pitching with the runner in scoring position. Nice block by Rivera, and the count is full. And we'll see if the Padres move their runners with one out.
Well, this is an area that the Padres have really been unproductive this year. Runners in scoring position. They have struck out 600 times already this year, with the 6 strikeouts here this afternoon by Liriano. Most in baseball.
One away. Padres threatening, and a full count to the cleanup hitter. And a looper right, a base hit. Kadire charges. They're going to send the runner Bartlett. The throw coming to the plate, and it's not in time. The Padres have tied it up with 3 straight singles.
Bartlett slid right into Rivera. A little slow getting up, but he's walking back to the dugout. High changeup, it looked like. And good piece of hitting by Ludwig. Kadire comes up, makes a good strong throw home. And Bartlett just sliding straight into home plate. It looked like the back foot right there made contact with Rivera.
So a 1-1 game. The Padres held without a hit the first 10 plate appearances, but now 3 straight singles. And here's Jesus Guzman. Broke one to the gap in right center, hauled in by Revere, and now sharply hit. Tolbert goes to second. And a double play takes care of matters. The Padres tied up. Our thanks to Kevin Merkel for stopping by to talk about the high school baseball championships held here at Target Field Tuesday starting at noon.
Thank you.
North is brought to you by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. By AT&T. And by Comcast. Call Comcast Business Class at 800-391-3000 to turn your business into a fast business. A tie ball game now as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Padres tying it up with 3 straight singles. The Twins getting their run on a Casilla home run. Now Joe Mauer, Michael Kadire, and Delman Young will hit for the Twins in the 4th against Dustin Mosley.
Yeah, Mosley 43 pitches in the first 3 innings, just 2 hits allowed with a walk.
Mauer hit a little nubber back to the mound his first time up. 1 for 8 since coming off the disabled list with a walk. The 1 coming in his very first plate appearance, driving in a run up the middle with a single. One strike. And 2 strikes. Mosley giving up one other hit, that a leadoff single to Delman Young in the second. Just off the plate, very close pitch, 1-2.
Yeah, Mosley, 29 years old, making his 14th start here today. His 46th major league start, 14 wins, 17 losses.
And another number. This one hits slowly toward Hudson. And Mauer's retired, 1 away. That'll bring up Michael Kadire, the subject of our Window Concepts Window of Opportunity. And Kadire, as you pointed out before, really has turned it on in the month of June.
Yeah, in the month of June, look at it, the average 339, 5 home runs, and that's the biggest thing. He's driving in some runs in the 16 ball games.
He went down swinging in the first inning. Mosley got him on a slider. And there's another one getting a swing and a miss. We mentioned before he's done a very good job, particularly since Jason Kubel's gone on the disabled list, but that's kind of been Michael's game, filling a hole wherever it arises. Just this year alone, he's come in to play first base for Justin Morneau. He's played second base for Tsuyoshi Nishioka. We've seen him in center field. He's back in right field now. And a belt-high fastball, a strike, 2-2.
Well, his versatility is so important to this organization, always has been.
A little jam shot and a roller to second. Hudson gets another chance. Close play, out number 2. 2 down. That'll bring up Delman Young.
Well, we have some guests up here. Welcome, Circle Me Burt guests. Welcome to the booth. I believe we have Bob and Claudia. Welcome. And Bob and Claudia are celebrating their 80th and 75th birthday. So happy birthday to you all.
Here's Young, a sharp single to center in his first at bat. This one pulled foul, a strike. And Young, too, as we have shown you and talked about, is having a very good month of June, a very good homestand. The Twins, at the start of the year, so heavily imbalanced from the left side of the plate, and now all the left-handers, or almost all of them, are on the disabled list. Now they're more of a right-handed hitting ball club with Kadire and Young in the middle of it. Popped up right side, Mosley. Looks like he's going to have another quick 1-2-3 inning. Another 11-pitch inning. Venable with the catch. We head to the 5th in a 1-1 game. A first pitch strike from Francisco Liriano as he pitches to the Padres in the 5th.
There you go. You are hereby circled.
Oh, wow. I wonder who they are. Could they be Matt Gangle's kids? Inside, 1-1. Cameron Maben called out on strikes his first time up. Liriano's been very good. He did run into some trouble, giving up 3 straight singles with 1 out in the 4th. And a tapper foul, 1-2.
Yeah, a little hiccup right there for Liriano. So Rivera, who's down right there, took that foul ball off of himself. Trying to walk it off.
And Rivera flexing that left leg. Padres strike out about once every 4 plate appearances as a team. You had a player do that, you'd be able to tolerate that, I guess. You've got a couple of guys like that in the middle of the lineup. But as a team, they're doing that. They've already struck out 600 times this year. 2-2. They struck out 601 times.
And strikeout number 7 for Liriano.
Tim Laudner from Field Level, what have you seen of Liriano here today?
Well, he certainly doesn't have his good live fastball located like he was last Sunday. And Dick and Bert, it's just one of those things where as a pitcher, you know, you're not going to go out there with your best stuff every day, every time that you have a start. And so you have to make some adjustments on the fly. Bert, you talk about it all the time, making adjustments. And sometimes you have to throw your breaking pitch for a strike rather than your slider or your changeup being your strikeout pitch, because you're not getting your fastball over where you want it to be. You're not locating your fastball where you want it to be. And this is just one of those days for Frankie's. You're going to have to battle through it a little bit.
Liner to center, and Revere plays it on a hop. Hudson, who hit a fly ball to Revere his first time up, now gets a 1-out single.
Well, the most strikeouts in a season, you have to go back to last year to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Wow. Struck out a lot. Brewers in 2001. And the Padres on pace for almost over 1,300 strikeouts.
Well, to contrast it with what we've seen here this year, the Twins now currently have had 417 strikeouts from their lineup. And the Padres with half again as many, 601 strikeouts.
Hey, Tim, I want to come back to you on what you're talking about with Liriano. You know, it's also up to that catcher, you being a former catcher, to kind of help Liriano when maybe he doesn't have that fastball. But also don't forget about the fastball. Throw it in situations maybe, you know, where you feel that it might benefit that pitcher.
Casilla wheels and throws not in time to get Venable, and the Padres have a pair of singles here with 1 out again in the 5th.
You know, sometimes, Bert, when you give up a hard hit ball like the one Ben Revere ran down in the first inning, you feel pretty good about the fact that your guys are going to go get it, so you're not afraid to throw it over the plate. And other times you give up a hit like this off of a fastball and you think, oh boy, here we go. And so yeah, it is up to the catcher to make sure he goes out there and says, hey, look, you got good stuff, let's get a ground ball to shortstop right here, let's get a 6-4-3 and move along in this inning.
Or, as was the case in the 4th inning, a 5-4-3. 5 singles for the Padres.
Now, Rob Johnson, a lot like Rivera and Butera, more of a defensive type catcher than an offensive type catcher. He squares around the bunt, and it's a good one.
And a bunt single will fill the bases. So Johnson with a perfectly placed bunt in front of Matt Tolbert, and the bases are loaded with only 1 out.
Yeah, Johnson in his first season with the Padres, last 4 seasons up and down with the Seattle Mariners, lays down a perfect bunt. No way that Tolbert, even if he comes in and barehands it, Liriano gets in the way a little bit, but no play. That is a perfect bunt. That loads the bases with 1 out.
DeNorfia took the only walk Liriano was issued. That was back at the start of the ball game, and then he hit a ground ball to Casilla. Liriano got a double play to limit the damage in the fourth, and he'd love to get another one here to pull himself out of this jam in the fifth. Up and in, ball one. The double play that the Twins turned to wrap up the fourth, the eighth induced by Liriano. And a fastball away, 2-0.
Well, Liriano already was 7 strikeouts, but here he's got to throw a strike right here.
Murphy has had a decent series here offensively.
Yeah, a lot of his hits have gone toward right field.
This one hit to center, and Revere goes back and forth, twisting around. And only the front runner will tag. Venable set up for a tag, but he did not advance. I think he easily could have gone to third base. As it is, Hudson scores the go-ahead run. It's 2-1.
Yeah, Denorfia picking up his 14th RBI on the sacrifice fly to Revere in center.
We saw last weekend in the Texas series teams for the first time taking advantage of Revere's arm in the outfield, and there Venable had a great opportunity to move from second to third, but didn't take advantage of it. 2 on, 2 out, and here's Jason Bartlett. And again, we see a fastball sail high and wide. One and 0 to Bartlett, who got the first hit for the Padres, and they've accumulated 5 more singles since then. And now Venable goes to third. Rivera's throw to second, and Casilla tumbles as he tries to make the tag. It is a double steal. And Rivera looking at home plate umpire Jerry Lane. I wonder if there wasn't any contact with the batter Bartlett at home plate.
Well, it looked like Venable got a great jump. Now the back runner, Rob Johnson, has to wait. And this is why Rivera went through. Casilla a little late getting there. And Johnson diving in head first. But Casilla able to keep that ball in front of him.
And now outside, 2-1.
So a double steal put on by Bud Black.
Twins getting a taste of their own medicine here. A bunch of singles, a bunt single, a double steal. 3-0, or 3-1 rather now, to Bartlett with Chase Headley on deck.
We've seen in this situation not the fastball but something else, and a fastball misses inside.
Second walk issued by Liriano. And now Headley, the number 3 hitter for the Padres, will hit with the bases loaded and 2 out, but first a trip from Rick Anderson.
Quick trip to the mound by Rick Anderson. Try to get him back in that strike zone. Second walk for Liriano.
Eventually Headley will hit. He's been called out on strikes, and he delivered a single.
Bob and Claudia up here. Normally we have guests up here for the Circle Me Bird inning that usually goes pretty quick. You know, usually there's a 0 on the board. We've already put 1 run on the board. We don't need any more, do we? No, no more. This will be the last time you guys come up here.
So Anderson back to the dugout, and a big spot. Now the Padres have really struggled as of late, and they've been bemoaning the fact that they haven't been able to get any clutch hits. If Liriano can get Headley here and keep that trend extended, might actually give the Twins a lift. There's a ball tap foul. They had a great chance to put up a crooked number in the fourth, but the double play took care of that.
Well, Headley jumped on the first pitch in his last at bat last inning on a changeup. Right there, they start him off with a slider, inner half of the plate. And Headley swinging through it and fouling it off.
So Liriano will work ahead to the number 3 batter. Down and away, 1-1. .71 pitches, 43 strikes. It's blocked by Rivera, and it's 2-1. He clearly has not had the command that he had last Sunday. Rick Anderson almost reaching for the phone there. Fans trying to encourage Liriano to help him get through this 5th inning. Tapper up the line, and it'll be an infield hit, and it's a 3-1 ball game. Not much for Tolbert to do. Hoping perhaps it would hit the edge of the grass and kick sharply foul, but it never did.
Yeah, about the only thing Tolbert could have done is run to the bag and then become like a first baseman. Let that ball come to you. He had no play. You can see if he keeps his foot on the bag, it would have been maybe a close play at third. It'll be an infield base hit for Headley, picking up an RBI, his 26th of the year.
So in the inning, 4 singles. A bunt single, a swinging bunt single, and now they're still loaded for Ludwig. High fly right field. Kadir ends the inning. Kadir didn't realize how many outs there were. That's number 3. Padres get a pair. It's 3-1.
In the Minnesota State Lottery winner's circle with $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets. This is Bob Hansen from White Bear Lake, Bert. 86 years old, World War II veteran. Special day for him. He's got 30 people here, 6 kids, 8 grandkids. And Bob, what's it like to do this on Father's Day with all your family?
Well, this is just great. I'm glad I lived long enough to see it.
And we are certainly as well, and you've been circled by Bert. How about that?
Well, thank you. That's great.
There you go. Special day for him, Bert.
Sure is, Robbie. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Bob. Surrounded by all his loved ones.
Well, the Twins now trying to play catch-up. And Luke Hughes will lead off the 5th inning. Twins down a pair of runs. Hughes hit a fly ball to center his first time up. And there's a strike. And for the first time, a Padres starting pitcher who has done a good job is actually pitching with a lead. That's down the right field line, hanging in the air. Venable gets there, 1 away. down, and that'll bring up Tsuyoshi Nishioka. Our AT&T trivia question on Father's Day: who are the two father-son combos to play on the same team at the same time?
Yeah, the Griffeys.
Right. One of the half the answer. The Griffey family who did it for the Seattle Mariners.
Right.
Nishioka drives it to center, and Maben is there for out number 2.
I'm trying to think of the other end.
What about the Bells? There's no chance that the.
No, how about Tony Gwynn? Because Tony is senior. I think he already had retired.
Yeah, I think so.
Tony Jr. played. I know the Boones, but they were
right.
The brothers played together.
Rene Rivera. And that was driven a long ways, very foul, 1 strike.
The Alomar brothers played together at one point.
That's I mean, we've already got the answer because we gave half the answer.
Well, you have, Drew and Sal, but they didn't play together.
Bartlett slings it over. Boy, 11 pitches, now just 7 pitches for Mosley in a 1-2-3 pitch.
Game at AT&T Park, brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. Dry conditions here, mainly clear. Temperatures by first pitch at 70 degrees with winds out of the northwest.
Yeah, we're going to have some, if the forecasts hold up, some pretty cool temperatures both in San Francisco and Milwaukee next weekend. Outside, ball 1.
All right, Liriano's had a couple of hiccups over the last couple innings, giving up 3 runs on 6 hits. Now he needs to get back to work right here. Get some quick outs.
2-0 to Jesus Guzman.
Excuse me, 7 hits over the last 2 innings.
All singles. High fly to center. Playable for Revere. 1 down. Twin single game suites are very popular in year 2 at Target Field. You can take advantage of these first class hospitality areas during the 4th of July weekend. You can watch America's pastime on America's birthday. Call 800-33-TWINS. Ask about the single game suite options now on the 4th of July weekend. The Brewers are here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then on the 4th of July itself in the next 2 games. The Tampa Bay Rays are here at Target Field. One strike to Cameron Maybin. Liriano has struck him out twice.
Watch Liriano on the mound right here. A little overstriding and then slipping.
1-2.
This will be the 80th pitch for Liriano. And it's another strikeout, his 8th, and the 3rd time that Maybin has gone down on strikes. Liriano, throughout his career, he'll average over a strikeout an inning. You know, he once in a while runs into the problems he had last inning, you know, in the 4th and 5th inning, getting the ball up a little bit. But as a pitcher, you have to get back into that groove again. Get deeper into the ball game. Hopefully he'll get this inning, maybe one more. I like what Rick Anderson and Ron Gardenhire are allowing their starters to go a little bit deeper. Scott Baker, 115 pitches, 8 shutout innings yesterday.
This one will reach back into the seats. Well, Baker, after the game last night, said, you know, he appreciated Gardy coming out and having a chat with him. He said he felt fine, and he realized the situation he was in. I mean, the Padres were threatening, but he said, I think what every starting pitcher would want to say, I want to clean up my own mess. He got into a little bit of a situation, and he appreciated the opportunity to pull himself out of it.
Yeah, I think we've seen that as of late, you know, with Matt Capps closing 3 start games in a row. You know, there's still that uncertainty. Who is that 7th inning guy? Who's the 8th inning guy?
Hudson enjoying his return to Target Field, a couple of hits. And another single, the 8th single for the Padres. Arby's and Fox Sports North are giving you a chance to win a trip for 2 to Fort Myers, Florida. Go to an Arby's on a Friday, every Friday, and get an Arby's It's Good Mood Food code card. Then log on to foxsportsnorth.com, click on the Fan Zone tab, enter the code for the chance to win. To enter, you must be a member of the Fan Zone and be 18 or older. Visit foxsportsnorth.com for complete contest details.
Keep an eye on Hudson at first. I had that left groin injury just off the disable list, but he is 10 for 10 in stolen base attempts.
Tap to the right side. Nice pickup by Hughes, and he'll take care of it himself. So a better inning for Liriano. A 2-out single does no damage. It's still 3-1. At the University of Minnesota, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago. Great player. and he was a two-time All-American. Played professionally in the Padre organization and then became seriously ill with a brain tumor. And the Padres have kept him on board, and he's had some ups and downs, and now a prolonged up for Mark Marillo, who was able to make this trip with the Padres to his home state.
Yeah, and a very nice guy. I had a chance to talk to him a couple days ago, and he loves the game of baseball. And it's good for the Padre organization to keep him around and let him be part of the organization.
As the bullpen catcher, he's just done a great job. Tolbert jabs at the first pitch, 1 strike. He'll lead off the 6th, followed by Revere and Casilla.
Yeah, Mosley has retired 10 straight Twins going back to the 2nd inning.
Nishioka drew a walk, and then Rivera lined into a double play, and Twins haven't had a base runner since. Flip foul, 1-2. And the Twins with some speed, they hope to will be a factor for them here in the 6th inning. Tolbert runs well, and certainly Revere and Casilla to follow. 1-2. 2-2. Full count. Just the 1 walk issued by Mosley. And he's showing no ill effects from his dislocated shoulder in his last start while he was hitting. Pulled foul.
Well, they say it's the 2nd time he's done that. He was at bat in San Diego in the 5th inning. Swung at a pitch, and the left shoulder kind of went out on him. Had to come out of the ball game.
Full count to Tolbert. And a leadoff walk. So within Mosley's recent health history is a reminder, as the Twins are ready to get into National League style play, just one more reminder of what can happen when the best athletes in the team try to hit.
Well, this is what he does right there. You can see him grab that left shoulder. A lot of pain right there.
So he had his next start moved back several days to his start here today. Here's Revere taking up and away, ball 1.
And now Rob Johnson going out to try to settle down his right-hander, get him back into strike zone.
Twins haven't been able to use their running game much at all over the last 2 games. Their offense has consisted of 2 solo home runs. And down a couple of runs. We'll see what they can get accomplished here in the 6th. To center, and Maben goes back to make the catch. 1 away. Well, I'm curious about the second half of this trivia question. We know the Griffeys played together. Our AT&T trivia question has been 2 father-son combinations playing for the same team at the same time, and the other one is
Tim Raines. Back with the Orioles in 2001.
See, I think I could have been here till next Father's Day and not come up with that one.
But we got one right, and that's all we need.
We must have a carryover of several for the road trip. If it's a 4-part answer and we get 3 parts, then that's a carryover of 2. 1-1 now to Casilla, who homered for the only Twins run back in the 1st inning. Little bit high, and it's 2-1. Twins try trying to take advantage of the leadoff walk that Mosley gave them. Count is 1-2. And now 1-3. The check swing, it's Casilla strikeout.
You know, they do that kiss cam here between innings, Dick, at the Target Field, and it's fun. Everybody enjoys it. And Mark Grant, the analyst for the, letting him know that gave me a big old kiss. Tell you what, he's a character.
So nice to see him come out of his shell.
No, he's never had a shell. He's been open his whole life.
So the leadoff walk is still at first base. Here's Joe Mauer, 0 for 2 and 1 for 9 since his return to the lineup, and there's ball 1. A couple of weak 2 hoppers off of the bat of Joe Mauer here. 1 to the mound, 1 to the second baseman Hudson. That's to left, right at the left fielder. Pretty well hit ball. But Mauer lines out to Denorfia. As the 6th inning ends, it's still 3-1 San Diego. North is brought to you by McDonald's. Try a strawberry banana or wild berry real fruit smoothie today. By CenturyLink. Quest is becoming CenturyLink. CenturyLink. Your link begins here. Find out more at CenturyLink.com/link. And by Goldman Sachs. For all the reasons you invest. Mutual funds from Goldman Sachs. Twins got the first run very early in the 2nd inning. And then the Padres, on a collection of singles in the 4th and 5th, pushed 3 runs across to take their first lead of the series. Now first pitch of the 7th, flipped to right field. And Kadire takes care of Rob Johnson quickly, 1 away.
Yeah, it was Rob Johnson who laid down that perfect bunt to load the bases in the 2-run 5th inning.
So 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Twins 8 games behind the first place Cleveland Indians, and right now they're in a rain delay at home with the Pirates, tied at 2 in the middle of the 8th inning. Tigers have an early lead on the Rockies. Justin Verlander going for Detroit. And the White Sox will get started with Arizona, and apparently with Ozzie Guillen managing the ball club. He had to make a hospital visit to pass a kidney stone.
You ever had to pass one of those?
I never have.
No,
I've heard it's pretty much torture.
Yeah.
Two and 1 to Denorfia.
You know, with Kansas City losing last night, too, and the Twins on the 6-game winning streak, they finally caught somebody. They're not holding up the East anymore. Now it's the Royals in Minnesota that are 8 games behind the Indians. So the Twins have worked their way back to 9 games near that 500 mark. Well, this afternoon's win would be nice.
Revere with the catch out at number 2. Well, what's happened here has really been dramatic, but it goes beyond what the Twins have done. They've contributed to Cleveland coming back down a little bit, but the Indians hit the skids. The Tigers just 5 games above 500, so it's been a combination of things that has brought the Twins right back into the race. 2 down in the 7th. Here's Bartlett. It's almost frightening to think that just 2.5 weeks ago the Twins were 16.5 games out of first place.
Well, you never give up, and you have to credit Ron Gardenhire and his staff for, a lot of the guys on a disabled list, but Gardy's done a great job of, getting guys into specific places to where they've succeeded. That's why the Twins are having a very good month of June. Yes, the players have contributed, but it's good managing, very good coaching.
And very patient coaching, yes. 2 down in the 7th. One and 2 to Bartlett. 2-2. Laureano with 96 pitches, trying to wrap up business in the 7th. Three and 2. CenturyLink high-speed pitch.
Well, Mosley's really settled down. He's clocked as high as 91. Laureano, a couple hiccups in the 4th and the 5th, clocked as high as 95.
Full count with 2 gone in the 7th. Fly ball playable for Revere. 3 outfield flies and a 1-2-3 7th for Laureano. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica. Done today.
Well, Alexi Casilla, big swing of the bat in the 1st inning. His first home run since July of last year. Gave the Twins a 1-0 lead, but Laureano left some pitches up in the 4th inning. RBI single by Ryan Ludwig, and then 2 runs scored in the 5th inning on 4 singles. 2 infield singles, and then the bunt single. And that's where we're at right now, a 3-1 ball game.
Well, they've already celebrated Father's Day to the point where the young man is wiped out. And Twins players, as has been the custom here for many years, even at the Metrodome, the fathers get a chance to play ball with the sons on Father's Day.
Jason Repko with his son, There's Glenn Perkins and his daughters getting to play a little catch. And Michael Kadire
with Casey. And so with that, we'll wish everybody a very happy Father's Day, what's left of it. And we'll hope that we can bring you Twins come from behind victory. Michael Kadire will lead things off in the 7th. Kadire with a strikeout and a ground ball to second.
Last base hit for the Twins was in the 2nd inning. Leading off the 2nd inning, Delman Young, sharp single up the middle. That's been it, only 2 hits.
The Twins took a leadoff walk in the 6th, but couldn't budge Tolbert from first base. And Mosley, as he's done a good job of today, delivering strike 1 on the first pitch. And strike 2 on the second pitch.
Adding and subtracting. Fastball for strike 1, maybe about 87, that at 89.
Then he leaves one over the plate, and Kadire drives it into the corner. It's a leadoff double for Kadire here in the 7th inning.
Well, as a pitcher, you make a couple good pitches to get ahead in the count, and then the breaking ball just kind of left up a little bit, and Kadire went down. Not a bad pitch right there, but Kadire getting a barrel out quickly right down that third baseline. For Kadire, his 12th double. And here come your Twins.
Delman Young with a sharp single to center his first time up, and then a lazy fly ball to right on the 4th. And Young takes a strike. Tap foul, 2 strikes. Young hitting his 2nd home run earlier in his homestand against Texas, but just the 2 home runs from a guy that some people were expecting to hit 30 this year. Two strikes to Delman Young. Lifted toward right. Kadire setting up for a possible tag. Venable setting up for a throw. No tag, 1 away. You can follow the Twins with MLB.com at Bat 11 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get all the scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text at-BAT to 31826 or visit twinsbaseball.com for details. Well, the Twins need to cash in here. They couldn't do anything with the leadoff walk in the 6th. They certainly don't want to waste Kadire's leadoff double in the 7th.
And if you're a San Diego Padres starter, you're saying, okay, 3 runs, I better hold it. They do not have a complete game yet this year. Pete Bell, their closer, but here you look at Mosley, who in the month of April had 5 quality starts, and he was 0-3 with a 1.99 earned run average. No run support.
That's wrapped to third. Headley fires high and wide. Kadire will go to third. Kadire's going to be waved around. Throw. No, they're going to hold Kadire at third. First, Steve Little motioned him home and then all but tackled him halfway between third and home. So the Twins get a break, and the Padre defense betrays them again.
Yeah, Headley at third base had plenty of time to make a good throw, get Luke Hughes out at first, and then he airmails Guzman over at first. Fought the hop a little bit, but then Guzman unable to get up, and Kadire rounding, picking up Steve Little, and then hustling back to third.
And Bud Black will come to the mound. The Twins suddenly have a gift opportunity with the tying run in scoring position and only 1 out. And Bud Black with a strategy session. Everybody on the mound except the outfielders. As we mentioned, we are on TV today. Actually, I guess it would be early tomorrow morning or this morning. in Japan. And Tsuyoshi Nishioka has a chance to get his biggest hit as a Twin. They're going to make a pitching change here. The Padres are, with the Twins threatening, 1 out in the 7th. An 11 MLB All-Star game from Phoenix. Coverage begins at 7 Central, only on Fox. Well, Bud Black faced with kind of a similar situation that Ron Gardenhire had with Scott Baker yesterday. Baker trying to protect the lead. The opponent was struggling, and rather than let it roll with the starting pitcher, Bud Black makes a change and gets Mosley out of there. And goes to his bullpen.
I think what you saw Bud Black go out there and really ask his pitcher, be honest with me, how do you feel right here? And the decision was made to bring in another right-hander, and this being Mike Adams, a sinker-slider type guy, making his 32nd appearance. And one thing the Padres have, they have an outstanding bullpen. Best combined ERA in all of baseball. They're 12-10 combined, but a combined 2.45 earned run average. 19 saves out of that bullpen in their 30 wins they've been able to accumulate so far this year.
And on this Father's Day, when we're being televised, our telecast being picked up in Japan, I had an opportunity to pass along a happy Father's Day to Akio Kuga, who lived in northeast Minneapolis for 43 years. His son, Nobi, said to wish his father a happy Father's Day over in Japan, and we will do that with Tsuyoshi Nishioka coming to the plate.
Well, Adams again, a sinker slider type pitcher, and the Twins maybe a base hit right here from Nishioka. Tie this game up.
Middle infielders are back. Corner infielders about even with their bases. Nishioka takes a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, that's that hard slider, and Adams has only given up 15 hits in 31 innings pitched, and he's only walked 4 with 34 strikeouts.
Nishioka, because of the injury, has just 7 hits for the Twins. This would be his biggest one if he can pick it up. 0-2.
2 backdoor breaking balls. Almost the exact same pitch.
Nishioka in a deep hole here. 2 strikes. Chop. Kadyr's going to come home. A run is going to score. Nishioka is thrown out. It's a 3-2 game, and Hughes goes to third base.
Well, good at bat there for Nishioka, because at least he gets a run home and then advances the guy from second to third. So Adams goes again outside. Nishioka just slapping it the other way. He picks up an RBI, his 3rd of the year, as Kadir scores, and Luke Hughes going from second to third.
Really not much in the way of bench moves for Ron Gardenhire to make. That's one of the problems if the roster stays the same through National League style ball next week. But he will make a move here with Tassone coming off the bench and hitting for Rivera. Tying run at third, 2 away. And strike one.
All cutters so far from Adams, and this is again carrying 3 catchers. You have that luxury of pinch hitting for Rivera here with Butera on the bench.
1 strike to Rene Tassone. And a ball. Liriano hoping to be given a reprieve here. Still the pitcher of record with the Twins down a run. It looks like his night might be done. The Twins are warming up a righty and a lefty in their bullpen. At the knees. One thing we've seen, Bert, throughout this series, starters, relievers, Padres throw strikes for the most part.
Well, very good pitching staff. 3.24 combined, third best in the National League. There's Glenn Perkins and Alex Burnett.
Tassone trying to pick up a 2-strike hit. Checked his swing, 2-2. Remember, Kodayer's double came on an 0-2 pitch. Nishioka drove in the run with 2 strikes on a ground ball. Two and 2 to Rene Tassone. 3 and 2 with Tolbert on deck. Foul tip in and out of the mid of Johnson. Tassone gave it a rip. It looked like it might have been off the plate, but rather than take a chance with that backdoor slider again, he got a piece of it. And Mosley, of course, hoping that his bullpen can wrap things up here in the 7th. Chop foul, and Tassone hanging tough. And Adams motioning to his catcher. He wants to talk about it.
Well, he's thrown a lot of those sliders so far in this appearance. Adams, in his 4th season with the Padres, 32 years old, came up with the Brewers back in 2004.
He's been at this a while. This is his 11th year of professional baseball.
He had a great year last year. 70 appearances, 1.76 earned run average out of that Padre bullpen.
Full count to Rene Tassone. Pulled fair down the line. Tassone delivers to tie the game. A 2-out double for Rene Tassone, and we're even at 3.
Adams left a slider up, and Tassone hitting her right down that first baseline. Take a look at the slider, that little cutter, and Tassone pulling that ball. Guzman playing off the line right into that corner. Tassone picking up a huge RBI. And the game is tied at 3 apiece, his first career double.
We mentioned in the very outset how this streak that the Twins have been on, it seems like offensively a different person every night. And today, Rene Tassone with a key hit to tie the game. And now Tolbert. And that's flipped foul. So there it goes.
Yep. If you're a Padre starter, you know, you get 3 runs, you better hold it. And they're unable to hold it.
Tolbert with a fly ball and a walk. Broke around the plate, 1-1. Remember, Tassone was up there with an 0-2 count. And he worked the count full, and then Adams put one over the inner half of the plate, and he hooked it down the line.
Twins take advantage of the error by the third baseman Headley and put 2 runs on the board, both unearned, but it doesn't matter. The game is tied at 3 apiece.
One and one to Tolbert. 2-1. That's to the gap in left center field. Tolbert delivers a 2-out hit to put the Twins in front.
Well, you want that hometown magic, and this is what we've seen in this homestand. A lot of things going the Twins' way. A lot of unlikely heroes stepping up. And Tolbert got a fastball, hit it the other way, split that gap out in left center. Tassoni scoring the go-ahead run right now. And the Twins take a 4-3 lead. For Tolbert, his 8th double, driving in his 11th run.
Here's Ben Revere, 0 for 3 on the day. At the knees, a strike. One and one. Chop right side, and Hudson makes the play to end the inning. But a couple of big 2-out doubles has not only tied the game for the Twins, has given them their first lead since the 5th inning. Story to tell. 25 kids from different charitable organizations went fishing with the Twins off the docks of Lake Harriet in Minneapolis, courtesy of Carl Pavano. Twins also got to come to the game that night. And if you'd like to find out how you can volunteer in your community, visit the North support page at foxsportsnorth.com or call 612-340-7440. And tip of the cap to Gander Mountain. They donated a fishing pole to each kid on Friday.
That's awesome. Nice job, Carl Pavano, Gander Mountain, and the Bear. Bears do like fish.
Well, the Twins giving a lead now to Glenn Perkins, who will pitch in the 8th inning.
Yeah, Perkins making his second appearance since coming off the disabled list. He worked here on Friday night. 1 shutout inning, 17 pitches, 13 for strikes. Gave up a base hit to the first guy he faced and then had a couple strikeouts in that shutout inning.
Drew Butera doing the catching. Remember, Rivera was pinch hit for. Foul back, 1-2. And this has all worked out well for the Twins in terms of innings pitched by the starter. They're more often than not getting 7 innings or more from their starting pitcher. And then that sets up Perkins in the 8th. Nathan eventually might get some time in the 8th inning, and then Capps in the 9th. Now, we don't know, however, whether Matt Capps is going to be available to close in the 9th inning. Very close pitch. Full count.
Well, because the starters have been going deeper in the ball games, the bullpen has not been required to pitch as many innings as we've seen them over the years or over the months.
Rick Anderson really deserves a lot of the credit for this pitching turnaround in Minnesota. Full count to Headley leading off the 8th. Got him. A breaking ball down and in. And Headley's gone on strikes, 1 away.
A good slider right there by Perkins, down and in. And Headley trying to make up for the error he made. Strikes out. And for the bullpen over the last 8 ball games, they've been only in 4 ball games. They pitched a total of 6 innings. The 3 earned runs off the bat of Ludwig, who hit the 3-run home run off of Alex Burnett. That's been it.
Anthony Swarzak, I'm guessing, just getting the ground ball up the middle and a base hit. Guessing Swarzak just getting some work now. Tuesday, it's the 2011 Championship Series here at Target Field. You heard Kevin Merkel with us earlier talking about it. Baseball starting at noon, another game at 3, another one at 6. The 3 championship games, a $10 ticket will get you in for all 3. Call 833-TWINS for more info. So a 1-out single, and now Guzman will hit. Oh, that's into right field, a base hit. Ludwig around second, on his way to third. Kadire, very nice job by Kadire getting to that ball and getting it back to the infield quickly. Keeps the double play in order, but also keeps the go-ahead run from scoring position.
Yeah, it was Guzman the other night that got the only hit off of Perkins. This one he just kind of hits the other way, out of the reach of Hughes, who was holding on to runner. Kadire hustling over there and keeping Guzman at first base.
So now Cameron Maben will hit.
Well, Maben has struck out all 3 times. Those coming against Liriano, who worked the first 7 innings, had 8 strikeouts.
And Maben now on the season, 58 strikeouts in 196 at bats. Swing and a miss. Tolbert at third, playing in on the edge of the grass. Maben a very fast runner. Middle infielders back. They'd love a 2-hopper hit to Nishioka here. See if they can get a double play. Twins have just taken the lead with a 3 spot in the bottom of the 7th. The Padres coming right back at him here in the top of the 8th. Fouled away, 2 strikes. Now Perkins, who struck out Headley to start the inning, got him on a breaking ball down and in. And on at least 2 occasions, that was the pitch that struck out Maben with Liriano on the mound.
Let's see if they go that slider right here, down and in. Perkins has averaged a strikeout an inning. Oh, he left it up right there, and Maben fouled it straight back. This is a pitch right here. You have to really trust your catcher will be able to block it. You want to throw that slider almost to the pitch that he struck out Headley out on. That slider down and in if they decide to go that direction.
No balls, 2 strikes. Left another one up over the middle of the plate, and it's fouled back.
And Butera's going to go out. Hey, trust me, I will block that pitch.
You got a favorable count here. You could use one pitch to set up the next one, couldn't you? If you wanted, say, a fastball up and away, or
or you got a chance to throw a couple breaking balls down, and at least if you miss, you go back again.
Right.
That's his strikeout pitch. Perkins has a good fastball, but right here you need a strikeout right here because of Maven's speed. And they tried a fastball middle in, and Maven fouled it off.
Twins started their 3-run bottom of the 7th when Kadire was behind in the count 0-2. But Mosley had a little bit too much of the plate, and Kadire hooked it down the line. Little chip shot to right. Kadire setting up for a throw. Here comes the runner. No, he's not coming at all. The runner at first, Guzman, advances to second with Kadire throwing over Luke Hughes at first base, the cutoff man, 2 away.
Well, in that situation, you don't really worry about hitting a cutoff man. You make a good throw home, and even though Kadire, looking at it, was a little bit on the high side, but boy, he had something on it. All the way in the air to Butera, has to leap, but Ludwig thought about it, and then alertly, because of Kadire's reputation of having a solid, strong arm, Ludwig held up at third.
Well, here's Orlando Hudson. He's already gotten a couple of hits, and the Twins will intentionally walk him. And here's a surprise. During the entire setup before the at-bat, Hudson was talking to Drew Butera. So the Twins will walk Orlando Hudson to fill the bases.
Bud Black does have a couple right-handers on the bench. One in backup catcher, now backup catcher Nick Hundley, and then Roberto Gonzalez, the other right-hander on the bench.
Hundley has really struggled making contact. So they're going to let it ride with Venable hitting against the left-hander Glenn Perkins. And Rick Anderson is going to offer his 2 cents worth with the rest of the infield joining the meeting.
This is a good trip right here because Perkins has thrown 19 pitches. Just kind of give him a little breather right here. Get him refocused.
Venable 1 for 3 on the day. Liriano struck him out back in the 3rd inning looking. Pair of hits and an intentional walk have filled the bases for the Padres in the top of the 8th.
Vanderbilt not a lot of at-bats against left-handed pitching. He swings at the first pitch and hits a foul. Just 3 hits and 13 at-bats at .231 batting average.
Perkins gets ahead of him with a foul ball. Great stop by Hughes, but there's nobody at the bag. He went to the ball. Casilla looked like he would have been able to make the play, and Perkins couldn't get to the bag in time, and the game is tied.
Hey, got to get over there as a pitcher. Luke Hughes, we've seen already, he likes to go to his right. And the Padres do tie the ball game. Venerable getting jammed for the 2nd time in a game. Luke Hughes has no place to throw. But the only place he could have went, maybe second base. and get the force out there, but you anticipate your pitcher going to be there, and Perkins was not there.
Here's Rob Johnson, a bunt single and 3 trips. Bases loaded still in a tie game, 2 away. Drops a breaking ball over the outside corner. So 3 singles against Perkins here in the 8th inning. Oh, and 2.
Hey, 11 hits for the Padres, all of them singles.
Two strikes to the Padre catcher. Around the plate, 1 and 2. Him out. So the Padres get the tying run, but leave the bases full for the second time this afternoon.
Over the San Diego Padres 4-4 tie, and we've got our continuing coverage coming your way right here on Fox Sports North. It's Twins Live presented by CenturyLink, featuring the Toyota postgame wrap. We're going to talk about lucky number 7. Could it be their 7th win in a row? And we'll also talk about the 7th inning comeback, in which the Twins scored 3 runs to take the lead at the time. Padres have scored since. Playing catch is the instructional, not just your basic game of catch. This is for kids warming up with Sunday Kids Day on our broadcast. We're going to talk about the proper way to warm up for kids to use the game of catch to get warm for a baseball game. And Ron Gardenhire's post-game press conference, you will hear what he has to say. What happened in that top half of the 8th there? We will find out from Gardy, Dick and Bert.
Alexi Casilla leading off the Twins 8th. Time for the Twins to get a bunt single. Ball 1. When's the last time we saw a bunt single? I think we saw 3 of them in one game earlier in the homestand. Anthony Rizzo at first base. Casilla hit a home run in his first at bat. Tried to hit another one. 1-1. Yeah, who am I to suggest a bunt single? Guy hit a home run his first time up.
As Tom Kelly would say, you know, stay within yourself.
1-1 to Casilla. 2-1. Headley at third base, in on the grass. And Rizzo, the first baseman, both guarding the line and playing in. Strike two. Casilla, Mauer, and Cuddyer in the Twins' eighth. On the left field line, foul. Back in the first inning, Casilla hit his first of the year.
Has first since July 30th of last year. Casilla giving the Twins an early 1-0 lead. I was looking at Mike Adams' delivery, and he reminds me of Trevor Hoffman as far as his leg kick and the way that he kind of throws that ball toward home plate. Right there.
Casilla lifting it to right, and Venable comes in to make the catch, one away. NHL draft coming to St. Paul Friday. You can log on to FoxSportsNorth.com, click on the Fan Zone tab for the chance to win a VIP experience at the NHL draft, including draft tickets, a behind-the-scenes tour, and a lot more. You can join the Fan Zone. Go to the Fan Zone tab on FoxSportsNorth.com.
Trevor Hoffman, the all-time saves leader in baseball with over 600 saves. Padres are going to retire his number this summer. Very nice gesture.
Here's Mauer, and there's a strike.
But his delivery reminds me so much of Hoffman, right in there where Trevor Hoffman got that leg kick up.
Adams does not have, I guess, the paralyzing changeup that Hoffman had for over 600 saves. Pounded foul, 2 strikes. Mauer just 1 for 10 now in his return from the disabled list. Hit the ball hard his last time up, lining out to DeNorfield.
Yeah, his brother Glenn Hoffman, a teammate of mine, is the third base coach for the Padres for Bud Black.
Two strikes to Mauer.
Glenn Hoffman and I teammates with the Angels, early 90s.
Down and in. I know where you were in your career, at the tail end of a Hall of Fame career. How about Glenn Hoffman? Where was he?
He ended up, I believe, with the Angels, and then he got into coaching, and then he's been with San Diego for a long time.
1-2. Joe Mauer trying to get aboard here in the 8th. Just off the plate, a very close pitch, 2-2.
He's tried that backdoor slider, backdoor cutter numerous times.
Out of the Twins bullpen, Matt Capps has a baseball. And Alex Burnett warming up. If the Twins threaten and score, we might see Capps try to fire it up here. That's a fly ball to center. And Maben makes the catch, out number 2. So it might be tie game going to the 9th, and it'll be Alex Burnett. And if the Twins take the lead in the bottom of the 8th, Capps might have that opportunity to pick up his 4th save in 4 days.
Yeah, I think one thing we've seen in this homestand with Joe Mauer, we've seen him make some good contact, but we've also seen a guy that's missed 2 bunts at this level. You know, you can have batting practice and all that stuff in Fort Myers. You can have, you know, some at-bats against a single-A pitcher, but this is a little different here. And I think the more at-bats we're going to see Joe Mauer improve with that, he's going to get some base hits and do a lot better. It's frustrating, the young man right there.
Cuddyer takes a slider for strike 1. Cuddyer's double down the left field line started the 3-run 7th.
Yeah, 3 doubles in that 3-run 7th inning for the Twins.
Couple of doubles with 2 outs to tie the game and give the Twins a lead, but the biggest play was the error charge to Headley that opened the door in the inning. 1-1 to Kadire. 2-1.
Everything has been away. You don't want to make a mistake to Kadire right here. Johnson sitting outer half of the plate.
Deep to the left field corner, but it'll hook foul, and I think he just made the mistake you said he shouldn't make. He left that right over the inner half of the plate.
Well, that double that he got off of Mosley, that wasn't a bad pitch. He went down and got it. But here, yeah, see, Kadire thinking hook. He's trying to hit that ball out. Give the Twins a lead. Leads the club with 10 home runs.
2-2 to Kadire. Came in further off the plate, and Michael got the handle of the bat on.
Get out of my kitchen.
Two and 2 to Kadire. Bounce to third, right at the third baseman Headley. A better throw, and a 1-2-3 8th inning. Onto the ninth, tied at 4. Trying to sweep the Padres. Going back and forth here in the later innings. We're tied now going to the ninth, and Alex Burnett comes out of the Twins pen.
Alex Burnett pitched here the other night, made that one pitch to Ludwig. He hit the 3-run home run through 19 pitches, 12 first strikes here on Friday night. Twins ended up winning that ball game 6-5. Burnett making his 25th relief appearance. Home run, the first home run he had allowed on the year.
DeNorfia, Bartlett, and Headley lined up to face Burnett here in the top of the ninth. And missing low, ball 1. DeNorfia on the day, a sacrifice fly and a walk, officially 0 for 2. Called strike 1-1. Burnett got the first 2 outs quickly the other night and then gave up a pair of singles and the home run. Fastball missing down and in. 2-2. Padres get a lead. They're getting their closer ready, Heath Bell. Snap bat. And Burnett runs it half the way to first base, 1 away. Twins open their next homestand Monday, June 27th, a night game against the Dodgers. And that means it's a Schweigert $1 a dog Monday. The first 20,000 Schweigert dogs will be sold for $1. Tickets are available for the game on the 27th, so call 833-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. It's going to seem strange to see Don Mattingly in a Dodger uniform. He'd been their hitting coach for Joe Torre, now the manager. It seems funny whenever a player plays his whole career with one team to see them managing another. Took me a long time to get used to seeing Mike Scioscia managing the Angels. Here's a drive to center. Revere has to lunge at the last instant and make the catch. That might have been a knuckleball out there, and Revere stayed with it.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a knuckler that Ben Revere thought he was going to catch it in near his chest area, and then has to dive in. He's saying, look, it's a knuckleball. Yeah, Bartlett hit it sharply, and then Ben Revere comes in, and this time he gets it in the heel of the glove. Okay, he caught that one just like he did the other night, but
Tapper foul. Headley at the plate. Yeah, he made a great catch here the other night. And it made all the highlight reels, but it wasn't an out because the umpires missed the call. 1 strike to Headley. Breaking ball on the outside corner.
Headley now hitting as a left-handed hitter here where he's hitting .282. Both home runs coming from this side of the plate.
Did he go? No. Third base umpire Brian Knight said he checked his swing. Headley 2 singles and 2 strikeouts on the day. Good call. Foul back.
Well, Ben Revere has to come in, make that nice catch. And as a pitcher, you appreciate good defense.
1-2 to Chase Headley. 2-2. Got him. Good inning for Burnett. A 1-2-3, top of the ninth. To the bottom of the ninth.
Well, the Twins took an early 1-0 lead. But the Padres came back with 1 in the fourth and then 2 in the fifth to take a 3-1 lead. The Twins took that 4-3 lead, but the Padres came right back and tied it. Francisco Liriano, 3 earned runs in 7 innings. Chad Pauls coming into the ball and out of that bullpen. He worked in last night's ball game. Faced only one hitter, that being Michael Cuddyer in the 8th inning. Retired him, making his 35th relief appearance.
Delman Young will lead off the bottom of the ninth. 1 for 3 on the day. Young, Hughes, and Nishioka. The bench very thin. Danny Valencia's hurt, won't play. Jason Repko, the only other bench player available. Big swing and a miss. One and one. He's trying to extend a winning streak to 7 games.
Ball's a big man, 6'5", sinker type pitcher, tight slider, and a split finger.
Toward the hole. Bartlett with the catch. Strong throw. Young's aboard with a leadoff hit. Good play by Bartlett, but Young beats out a leadoff single.
Yeah, you can't make a better play than Jason Bartlett tried right there. With Headley guarding the line, he can't get it. Bartlett, nice strong throw, but Young beats it out. Young gets his 2nd hit of the ball game.
So here's Luke Hughes, 0 for 3, reached on a Headley error in the 7th inning. As for right now, Young stays in the game. We mentioned Repko's available, at least we think he is, to possibly pinch run.
See if Luke Hughes is asked to bunt here.
Good bunt up the line. Young goes to second. And a good sacrifice for Luke Hughes, getting the winning run into scoring position.
Now, this telecast is going to Japan. It's only fitting that Nishioka get the game-winning single right here. So a good bunt by Luke Hughes, getting Delman Young in the scoring position. And Nishioka
might not get the chance.
Well, they're going to go ahead and walk, and they must know that too.
Drew Butera, the next scheduled hitter. So Nishioka will be intentionally walked. And they're booing here at Target Field, and probably in Japan as well. Of course, Nishioka's run doesn't mean anything.
Also sets up a possible double play for the Padres to maybe get out of the inning.
Well, how about this? You were trying to build up the Nishioka storyline. How about this? The only son to play for the Twins who had a father play for the Twins. Drew Butera has a chance to get a game-winning hit on Father's Day.
Yes, do it for Pops. Do it for Sal right here.
Butera's first plate appearance. Tassoni pinch hit in the 7th and got a key RBI double that tied the game. Young at second. Nishioka at first. 1 away. Up and in, ball 1.
The outfield playing pretty shallow on Drew Butera. And there's Sal, 9 seasons at the major league level, played for numerous clubs, and part of our '87 World Championship club here in Minnesota.
Side again, 2-0. Sal actually spent 2 stints with the Twins in the early '80s, and then again came back as the backup catcher to Tim Laudner in '87. 2-0 to Sal's son,
A lot of room down that left field line.
On the outside corner, 2-1. Two and one to Drew Butera. 2-2.
Good sinking fastball down and in.
And right over the top of it. Two and two to the Twins catcher. Bouncer toward the hole, off the glove of the shortstop. Young around third, he's coming in, and the Twins win it.
That's for Pops.
Sweep of the Padres and an 8-1 homestand.
Take a look at the pitch, a breaking ball. Headley off his glove, deflected into left field. Delman Young does not stop running. He scores the winning run. And nice going, Drew Butera. His 12th run RBI of the year, and then watch out. There came the celebration.
With Alexi Casilla's home run in today's game, a total of $22,000 has been raised for prostate cancer research. To make a donation, you can call 800-798-CURE or go online to www.pcf.org. Well, the Twins run the table, Mike Pomerantz, on both the White Sox and the Padres, and dramatically so in the homestand finale.
Thursday of this gorgeous Sunday in Minneapolis. When we come back on the post-game show, we're going to talk a little about lucky number 7. Liriano wins 7, wins 7 in a row. And we'll hear from Ron Gardenhire when we come back.